Here's something I thought I would share with you. There was a large tree root growing underneath the corner of my house, and I had to remove it. You can see the big honker there, and there's a closer picture of it. And I just thought I would make a video showing you how I did it in case you have problems like these. I just cut a section of the root out there. There it is. And of course, started digging. Now, I ran into a concrete footing here where someone looked like they put a fence post in the corner, and then the fence post rotted out. I'm sure this was for a gate at one time. It rotted out, and then they left it, but it was still there. I had to remove it. You never know what you're going to run into. I got to say that once you start digging. There's another section of the root. And there's the root again, another section of it. And I used a sawzall to cut the roots. Make sure that you remove as much of the dirt as you possibly can. Otherwise, you're going to dull the sawzall blade. And I don't recommend using a chainsaw because dirt will ruin the chainsaw blade real fast. I simply removed as much of the larger roots as I possibly could, and tried to work in less than a 3-foot section. You know, if there was a larger root going underneath the footing, I could have done a 3-foot section, backfilled it, done another 3-foot section, something like that. I probably would have been safe doing it that way. But you can see that root right there. That's about the largest root I left. You know, I want to say maybe an inch in diameter. It might have had another section that was a little larger, but I was comfortable with what I was leaving and the amount of work that I was going to put into this. The smaller root decomposes. It's not going to be as big of a problem as a larger one. If you could just imagine a 4-inch diameter root decomposing and then leaving a void underneath your footing, that's probably not going to be good. Next up on the list, I used a 1/4-inch screen to filter out some dirt, kind of get like a sand, something that would compact a little easier. I didn't go down and buy sand or anything. This stuff seems to work pretty good. And then did it in layers, kind of put it in there, put some water in there. And this stuff really compacts good. So, I think I left about an inch from the top of the original soil so that I could add more water for a few days to really get that thing compacted. And it really did compact. You can always buy fill, some type of sand or gravel mix that could go underneath your footing too. And again, you're not really compacting the dirt down to its original condition. So you're going to have to think about that also. It's kind of like you're solving one problem with the possibility of creating another problem. But again, if you have a large tree root, something that's larger than 4 or 5 inches in diameter going underneath your footing, and you're not comfortable doing this, just cut the root off, separate it from the tree, cut a section away, something, a 2-foot section out of the tree, or remove the tree. I actually had to remove the tree because it was too big. Could have created too many problems for the rest of the house. I think it already was creating problems, as you could see. And here's actually just a section of the root of the tree. The tree is actually on my neighbor's property, and this is just a section of it. And I'm going to remove the rest of the root because the tree's probably 6 feet from my house, and this isn't good. If you have a large tree 6 feet away from your house or closer, there's a good chance you got roots growing underneath your foundation. So that might be something you should look into and address if you're not real familiar with the damage some of these tree roots can do to your home. I mean, for my house, I've got cracks around the interior of the home, And these cracks, are telling me that the building is sinking. It's either lifting or sinking. It's moving. That's what a crack's usually going to tell you. So if you do have a tree that's close to your house, or you see roots on the top of they're exposed roots on the top of the soil, and they look like they come right to the house and they dive down, you probably got a problem, and like I said, you should look into it. Anyway, that's it for the video. Just wanted to share it with you. Don't forget to hit the old thumbs up button, whether you like the video or not. What the heck?